I want to direct your attention, though, up north. We talked about how so many of these illegals don't have licenses, they don't have proper insurance. But there's another guy up there that doesn't have a current license and doesn't have his insurance and registration up to date. And he's a pastor. He's a Methodist pastor in Connecticut. This is the second church in Connecticut he's been the pastor of. Actually, he's just been at this last church since July. But the reason he's on the James Show has nothing to do with illegal immigrant crime at all. Connecticut pastor was pulled over, acting a little weird. So the cop said to the 63-year-old pastor, 63 years old. And it's funny because he's bald-headed and he looks kind of like Walter White. He's just one of these typical basic white guys with a goatee, and he's bald-headed. So they go through his car and they find, what do they find? Crystal meth. Wow. It was in both rock form and liquid form, which I didn't know it comes in different. Do they have gummies for meth too now? Because I know they're doing that with weed and stuff. And I know you can get like your prescription sometimes compounded at the pharmacy to where it's in gummies too. They have meth gummies. But the liquefied one was in a hypodermic needle prepared for injection. While you're driving down the road, pastor? Couple thoughts here. Do a little digging. He's been at this Methodist church since July. He was at another Methodist church for a little bit before that. But he had a long term. He had been at this church in Park Slope, Brooklyn, up until, 2004 to 2018. During that tenure, though, at that Methodist church, Park Slope United Methodist Church in Brooklyn, he got involved in politics. He helped lead a group in the Occupy Wall Street protest. I can't make this up. He was an Occupy guy. He was one of those. I mean, he did some good stuff too. He started a Sunday dinner program to feed the needy people in his neighborhood. That's a noble ambition there. But yeah, he's one of those guys that was rolled up into the Occupy stuff. I don't know if he's one of the guys who pooped on the cop car in New York City, or I don't know if he's one of the guys that pooped on the bank in Occupy. I don't know if you heard about the bank poopers.
Who pooped and peed on the bank? Did you poop and pee in the bank? Do you know anyone that did it that?
Why would I poop and pee on the bank?
Just wondering if anyone knows. Do you know if someone pooped and peed on the bank?
But he's probably going to be categorized as one of those far-right evangelical Trumpers now that he's arrested for meth. But a couple of possibilities here, though. Maybe his Sunday service was amazing. Because if you go to a church that has the wrong preacher, it is a snooze fest. But I bet you this guy was dynamic, baby. I bet you he was all over the place. I bet you he had energy. I bet you he was killing it during the worship service. He was one of those preachers that probably got up there when the praise team's up there jamming. He's probably cutting a jig and dancing. You ever seen a dancing preacher? Yeah, that happens in white churches sometimes. Sometimes it happens. I've seen it. Heck yeah. Not one of those snake handling weirdo churches. But he was probably a fun pastor. I mean, there would be downsides too. Like, well, once he gets on a roll and he gets all chatty and he gets his sermon going, he just keeps going. He doesn't pay attention to the time and he just can't stop talking. By the time you get out of there, it's halftime. You're like, shut up. All right, I got enough Jesus, man. I already missed the kickoff. Already missed the first quarter. Will you shut this guy up? Jesus himself wants to go watch the Cowboy game. So yeah, if your church is boring, maybe you should try the meth guy, meth pastor. Might be an improvement. Details next on The James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP and now on FM at 93.3.